Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on Facebook and YouTube. We are live from Chicago's STM office. My name is Kylie. I'm a part of our corporate recruiting team here at Schneider, and I actually support our Dallas STM location.
Hi, everyone. I am Brant, also a part of the corporate recruiting team, and I support our Chicago STM location.
So today we're going to be discussing what it's like to work at Schneider's Transportation Management Business Sector, or STM as we're going to call it throughout this live. So if you're considering making a job change or trying to figure out what you want your future career path to look like, continue watching. Again, we're live, so go ahead and put your questions in the chat, and we'll go ahead and get those answered for you.
Let's talk a little bit about what STM is. So I know when you think of Schneider, you think of our big orange trucks you see on the road. Yes, in STM, we're still using our orange trucks, but not as much as you think. We're outsourcing to over 35,000 different carriers that we have in our network. So there's really two sides of the sales equation here at STM. So again, two sides of the sales equation, one of which would be the sales account executive or customer sales. These people are reaching out to our customers, whether big box retail stores, small mom and pop shops. You would be in charge of reaching out to them and getting them to work with us as a company. The other side of the position would be the freight broker role, or you might hear that referred to as the carrier sales representative. They're the ones reaching out to the trucking companies and getting them to haul that customer freight. So that's where they're kind of combined and working together.
So what makes a successful candidate for our inside sellers or inside sales representatives or sales account representatives and our freight brokers? So one thing that we're really looking for in our candidates would be that hunter mentality, that competitive drive, showing up, wanting to hit metrics, creating a positive environment for any of our locations, and just having a can-do attitude.
Yeah, and we say money motivated, but really what we're looking for is someone who's looking to make themselves and the company as much money as possible.
I would say a couple other things that we're looking for too: problem solving, results orientation. There'll be some calling in this position as well. So just having that confidence to pick up the phone, communicate, and really build relationships with top decision makers. So let's talk about some of the reasons that we want to work for STM in either one of those roles. We're going to have a great compensation structure. So we have a base salary. You're going to have that security, but you also have an uncapped commission structure on top of that. So you're going to get out of this role exactly what you put in. And you have that opportunity to see a really big W-2 if you show up and, again, have that hunter mentality attitude. So outside of compensation, benefits. That's another huge point for our STM associates. We have health, dental, and vision insurance available to you. We also have a lucrative 401k matching program. And then we also have a company paid life insurance policy as well for you. A few additional benefits too. We have tuition reimbursement, which is a pretty hot topic for us here at Schneider. So if you want to go back and go back to school, maybe learn more about supply chain management, or you'd like to get some additional leadership experience through school, and you can do that, and Schneider will contribute to a portion of your schooling.
Yeah, and then honestly, one of my favorite parts about working at Schneider is definitely the culture. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. No matter what center no matter what center you're at, either Dallas, Chicago, or Green Bay, which is our 3 STM locations. No matter what center you're at, it's a competitive sales environment, but everyone is always having a good time. Whether you're in work or outside of work, it's a family. And everyone works super well together. It's a great environment to come into every day.
So I feel like you're all probably asking yourselves, how do I apply for an inside seller or freight broker position? So Brant, if you want to talk to us a little bit about that and Schneider jobs. Yeah,
it's actually a really easy process. All you need to do is go to schneiderjobs.com. Again, schneiderjobs.com to apply. Once you're there, you can filter through the roles and kind of what we have open. So for these two roles specifically, you're going to be looking for the inside seller representative and the freight broker. You can search those at the top, or you can filter them through the side. Pretty easy process, and it'll pull up all 3 centers openings as well.
Good. So it looks like we do have a question, just clarifying again the difference between a seller and a broker. So I'll talk a little bit about the seller side. That's the customer side of things. So again, reaching out to those big box companies all the way down to the mom and pops, really creating a relationship, building that rapport. You're going to be also focusing on internal growth too once you have those customers too. So I would say that's the one side. And then we have the freight broker side as well, which is the carrier side of things. And I can let Brant explain a little bit more about that.
Yeah, the carrier side of things honestly works hand in hand with our sales reps. And the carrier reps are reaching out to trucking companies to get them to haul the freight that our customer reps are bringing in.
Another question we have in the chat here is, when are we looking to hire? So we hire to Cohort Classes. So we have a class coming up in January in all 3 centers. So again, Green Bay, Chicago, and Dallas. So we are currently, going through sourcing, interviewing candidates. So again, if this is something that you're interested in right now, reach out to us. Again, that's schneiderjobs.com, and we can start that process with you.
Yeah, even if right now is not when you're wanting to apply, you're still in school, still working through something else, feel free to still reach out to us, still apply to a job that sounds interesting to you, and we would love to kind of talk through the process and get you to where you need to be.
And so we talked a little bit about that January start date. For all of our upcoming new grads or just career changers in general, we do have a June class too, again, in all 3 centers. So something to look forward to. We do have a couple of classes throughout the year outside, but I would say our biggest classes are that January and June timeframe. So it looks like we have another question here. What does the training program look like?
Yeah, we were just talking about it today.
Yes.
It's an awesome training program. So once you're hired on, the first day you'll start the 2-week in-class training program. You and the rest of your cohort will meet with whatever training manager at whatever center you're at for about 2 weeks. Once those 2 weeks are up, we'll put you on the sales floor, but we won't just clip your wings and let you go out by yourself. We'll really help guide you to get to where you need to be and really grow with the company. Do you want to talk about our apprenticeship period that we do?
Yeah. So after that 2 weeks of training, again, it's going to be about 60% instructor led, 40% online articulates and training, very hands-on. You'll actually get an opportunity to join our account management team for 4 months. During that time, you're going to be doing things supporting our largest existing accounts. So you're really going to get that base knowledge of how to, do the ins and outs of transportation. You'll be doing things like check calls, negotiation, status updates, appointment setting, things along that nature, really just getting your feet wet. And then the other portion of your day during that 4 months, you'll be getting to work on your direct sales book of business as well. So doing that prospecting, cold calling, negotiation, really getting your feet wet in that direct sales role. Then after you graduate the apprentice program, you get to jump right in, start building your book of business and really focus on your own clientele.
Yeah, it's a really great process, and 4 months might seem a little bit daunting at first, but honestly, it's much needed to really guide you and help you to where you need to be. And during that time, you're also still making your own sales calls and able to do that as well.
Great questions. One more here. Is there any room for growth within the company?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of different growth opportunities. I would say, let's say you join as an inside seller or a freight broker. Some of those opportunities are, a senior seller or a senior freight broker, a team lead. You could move into a sales or brokerage operations manager. It just kind of climbs from there. But I think the best part about Schneider is that it doesn't have to be just in that specific role. You can branch out within the enterprise. Maybe you want to try marketing or recruiting or van truckload. There's lots of different opportunities and trainings and mentorships that we can do to set you up for success.
Yeah, actually, for example, I myself kind of did that sort of path. So I started here in Chicago with our inside sales position and grew from there and went into the account management side. And after that, now here in corporate recruiting. Yeah.
And we're not letting him go for a little bit. So
it's got to get a lot of experience all over the board. I'm really happy with kind of the path that Schneider led me down. They're always looking out for your best interest, most definitely.
Looks like we have another question here. Brant, I'll let you take this one. What about paid time off and how does that work starting out?
Yeah, so starting out, you will get 1 week paid vacation. On top of that, you'll also get 6 flex days that are prorated your first year. I say flex days, but think of those about like additional days off or mental health days, if you will. And then January 1st of that following year, you'll get 2 weeks paid vacation, and then still those 6 flex days.
And then the holidays as well too. So you'll have opportunities for holidays off during the year too. I believe it's 7.
Yeah.
So good question. Any other questions that you'd like to put in the chat here so we can go ahead and get those answered for you? Mentorship program. What does the mentorship program look like?
Yeah, that's a really, really good question. No matter what sides of the sales equation you choose, you're going to have a mentor. You might even have multiple mentors. So once you're on, we kind of do what we like to call like speed dating, for lack of a better term, where you kind of get to meet all the mentors, and then you get to choose what mentor you want to work with. And again, you don't need to only have one mentor. I myself have several mentors, and I'm not even in inside sales anymore. And I still work with the people that were my mentors. So it's a really good process, and you can really get to choose who you're looking to work with.
Great question. If you have any other questions, go ahead and put them in the chat here. No sales experience. Can I still apply? Absolutely. Please apply. We have that apprentice program. That's exactly why we have it, so that you can come from, being a career changer. Maybe you don't know anything about transportation or sales. You have the ability to come in. We'll walk you through the basics. We'll walk you through a conversation, what that looks like, getting on the phone, how to solicit business, how to really grow those relationships. And then that's what that continued training is for too. So no sales experience. That's great. Apply. We'd love to still talk with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we'll just hang out here in case you have a couple of other questions. We'll give it a minute or two. All right, one last question here. What's your favorite part about working at Schneider?
Oh, I think I kind of already touched on it, but I definitely want to say either the culture or the office environment, kind of the same thing, but it's just the energy that that the sales floor provides and like really gets you through the day. I absolutely love coming into the office here and getting to see the people I work with. They really like bring me energy and get me to do stuff and accomplish a lot of things.
Yeah, so it's funny that you asked that question and we're talking about culture. So again, I'm visiting the Chicago STM office today, and there was a ping pong competition in the middle of the day here, and it was very intense. And it was just really nice to see everybody just rally around what was going on, enjoy the culture, and then they got right back to work, metrics driven, et cetera. So it's really nice to just see that balance here within STM specifically, but in Schneider as a whole.
Totally.
Okay, so I would say if there's no other questions, what we're going to do, we're just going to wrap it up here. We'll talk a little bit more about, applying, et cetera. And then if you have any last questions, though, we would be happy to answer those for you. Okay.
Yeah, we really hope this discussion gives you a better idea kind of what you're working with and kind of how STM operates. And definitely be sure to subscribe and follow Schneider for more career discussions like this.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yeah, and then definitely one thing I want to add, if you are looking to apply right now, go to schneiderjobs.com. Again, schneiderjobs.com. Very easy to apply. Once you're there, you can easily filter through the roles we have open. Again, you're looking for inside sales representative and freight broker for these STM roles. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Have a good one.
Everyone.
Thanks for joining us.